Hey all, welcome back to my channel. So in the yesterday's session we have discussed about all arrays in one shot, and as I told you yesterday, in today's session we are going to discuss about certain functions that we can use collectively in all types of arrays. Like, why I am telling you this, because if you see in the yesterday's session we have used certain methods in certain arrays only. Okay, but these functions we can call in any type of array we need, and we can use these functions on the array that we have already declared. Okay, this makes the use of array much more simple. Okay, you will see that how this is used. Okay, so basically, for example, what I am telling is, if you are taking an array with certain elements like 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, I have just taken it in a like in line manner. We can, if we want to, we can take any random values also. And when you want to use certain methods in order to reverse all the elements in this array, or in order to sort out this array, we can do that by using these methods, by calling these methods. These methods are already inbuilt in SYSTEMVERILOG directive. Okay, one is reverse, in order to reverse all the elements in the array. Then in order to sort all the elements in array, in order to reverse the sorted elements, in order to shuffle, that means these are in order. Now if you want to shuffle these arrays, you can do that by just calling this shuffle function. Okay, this is the example for that. See, I have taken certain elements in this array randomly, and now I want to perform a reverse operation on this. If you are performing the reverse operation on this, then the last element should be the first element and the first element should be the last element, just like a mirror image. See, similarly 98, when you want to perform, you should give array dot reverse. This is how you syntax for reversing the array dot reverse. Similarly, if you want to sort the array, that means in order to sort all the elements, you will be using this type of array. Okay, this type of function in order to reverse the sorted elements. Okay, see, right, in order to shuffle the values. Okay, that means when you want to shuffle these values, shuffling means already this is in a shuffled manner, you could shuffle it in any way you like. Okay, so basically shuffling is this thing. Okay, this is how you will be using these methods. Okay, these are called as array ordering functions, right? So again, for example, if you are using, because if this is a you can feel that why we need array searching or locator methods. Basically, we won't be designing any, as I already told you, when you went into the real time field, you will be designing a circuits which should have very larger memory allocations and all. Similarly, I have already told you, for associative array and dynamic array, the need for designing this is in order to reduce the wastage of memory, so that whenever we need large chunk of memory, we can design it by using these methods. Is it or not? So that is why when we are going for certain array declarations which needs large amount of memory, then basically in such cases we will be using these particular methods in order to reduce our time of for finding certain element in array, or finding whether that element is present or not. And so basically, what is the minimum element, minimum number that is present in your elements, what is the maximum value. So in order to find what is the first element, what is the last element in array, in order to do all these things, we don't need to again go to the array and check it out, or we don't need to check manually. We can do it by just calling a simple functions that are already inbuilt in the SYSTEMVERILOG. Okay, let us see certain functions. So again, these array searching methods, okay, we'll call it as searching methods or locator methods. They are categorized into two parts. Okay, by using a with clause, without using a with clause. Okay, without with, we could call it as what is this with is nothing but, if you are using certain methods, like if you see, these are the methods where the with clause is mandatory. So what is this with clause? I'll explain it with an example so that it will be clearly understood. If you see here, okay, this is my second array, this is my first array, so both of these are dynamic arrays, and in this array I have initialized all the values, and in the second array I didn't initialize any value, if you see here. Okay, so in this what I'm doing is, in this I want to assign, in the second array I want to assign all my first arrays. Okay, but what are the values that I want to assign for this residence? ARR dot I want to assign those values, okay, which are greater than 20. Okay, I want to only, so this is the with clause, that means ARR dot find x. So what is it saying? In order to find all the values which are greater than 20 and then assign it to res. Clear? So this is how you will be using with option. That means with is just like a condition. This operation will be coming with condition. When you want to use this, call this function, you have to definitely call this function by using a with clause. If you are not using the with clause here, this function can't be called. Okay, got my point? So all these are in this way, like find x. Okay, find index, in order to find the index which is greater than 20 and assign the values in it. Okay, similarly find first x, find last x. So these are the values, these are the functions that you be using for with clause. By using with clause is nothing but we can say that it is a certain like a condition in order to use this particular methods. Okay, and there are certain methods which don't need with class, like find index first, find first index, find last index, unique index. So these four functions in system verilog in arrays doesn't need any with clause. Okay, you can just use them directly. If you see here, you don't use any with clause. Okay, so you could use these functions directly without using any with clauses. Okay, clear? So since these are just a basics concepts, I am explaining it with an example, and you can check these examples, and if you have any doubts after seeing these examples, you could ping that in the description box or in any of my social media platforms, so that I'll be explaining much more clearly if you want. I am explaining this simply because this is not that important also, because basically we don't use these type of errors most frequently. We will be using it but not that frequently, so I don't want to waste your time on these things. But since they are there in this since we are learning a full-fledged course, so I don't want to miss any minute topic also. So that is why I am including these topics. I just want to give you a basic knowledge on what is what. Like if someone asks you what are array searching methods or array location methods, you should know, oh, are these methods in system verilog, so why didn't I learn this? So yeah, I don't want you to feel in that way. So that is why, in order to make your array usage very simple, you are having certain methods in verilog. So these are certain methods. Again, as I told you, it is categorizing into two methods, like by using with clause and without using with clause. So you have to know what are the methods that is used by using with clause and without using with clause, and how are we going to use it. So this is the example on how are we going to use it. Okay, and this is the output regarding it. If you want, you can analyze it by pausing this video, and if you didn't understand, you can definitely ping me. And also I told you one in my LinkedIn also, and also I am remembering you one more time, if you are having any doubt, I will definitely answer it. Okay, since this is the uploading session, that means this is already a pre-recorded session and this is not a live session. I may not answer your questions in live, but do remember that whenever you question me in any of my social media platforms or in this comment box also, if you check my previous videos also, you can understand that whenever you are answering your questions, I will definitely reply it if it is answerable. Okay, so don't ask me any personal questions. But coming to the course or coming to the VLSI domain or coming to the VLSI field, if you are having any doubts, you can feel free to ask me anytime at any point of time, and it may take time to me, like sometimes I may take time, but I will definitely answer you. Okay, Clear? So this is about the things in with and without clause. And also there are certain reduction methods in array. So you may think that why do we use these reduction methods in array? So basically reduction methods are like in Verilog, if you have seen, we have used the reduction operator, is it or not? So what does the reduction operator do? From the name itself you can think that the reduction operating is reducing the input. Okay, reducing the input and sending it. So why, what is the need for reducing the input? If it may lose some data, you may think that okay, why, if we are reducing the input, it may lose some data or not. No, it is not like that. We are performing the operation on that particular array and then we are sending it, so that for example, if we want to store it, but if we even though we want to store that element in the array, if we don't want to store it in one format, or if we want to store it in another format, or if we want to perform any operation on that before sending it, there may occur some situations in that case. So in order to do that, we are using this special functions which can reduce the array into one element. Okay, that means in simple terms, these functions perform certain operations on the elements on the array and return one element. Okay, so these are those element methods like AND, OR, XOR, sum, product. That means when you are performing an AND operation on the input of the array, that means on the elements of your array, then the AND operation is being performed on elements of your array and the output will be the output of the AND operation. Okay. So in reduction function, the output will depend on width of the data type used for array. That means, for example, if you are taking input as bit 5 down to 0, the output will also be 5 down to 0, obviously, because since you are taking the width as 5 down to 0, but the output is of like 7 bit, then what happens? The remaining 2 bits will be ejected. Okay, you already, I think you know this basic concept like this. So any extra bits will be ignored, that means ejected. Okay, so let us see an example how we are going to perform this reduction operator. So this is my array. If you see, the width of the array is 6 down to 0. Okay, 5 down to 0, which is 6 bit. Okay, so I'm taking three elements, 12, 45, 23. Okay, now I'm going to perform operation on this particular thing. So res equal to, I want to assign the value that is performed, like on this array, sum is performed on this array. So array dot sum. Now what happens? The sum of these three will be done and it is assigned to res. Okay, array dot sum equal to 16. Similarly product. Okay, so the product will be done, but why is the answer 4? Because as I already told you, the product of these three will be more than 6 bit. So that is why all the remaining data, for example, if the output of this is some 8 bit or else like that, so the remaining data will be removed and only the 6 bit data is displayed. So the 6 bit data output is 4, so that is why the output is 4. Similarly for this also. Okay, clear? So this is how basically the thing is arr dot end. So when you performing end, the operations will be performed on this end operations. Okay, and it is giving. So this is the binary. This is just I have displayed. So if you see here, you may think this is the output, but this is not the output. If you see the program correctly here, so before after performing end operation, I have just displayed the array. So this is this array. Okay, and this is the output of that array. Arr dot end is this. Similarly arr dot 1. So that is why if you see, all the outputs of this reduction operators is only one output. Even though you are taking three elements here, the output is only one. That means it is reduced from 3 to 1. Got my point? So similarly AND, OR and XOR operations. Clear? So this is all about the reduction operators in arrays. Okay. If you're having any doubts, you could ping me in the comment box. Also, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing this channel and hit on the notification bell also. Also follow me on all social media channels. And one more important thing. So in the next topic, we are going to discuss about enum, which is very important. So do wait for that session. And thank you.